Hello friends, David J Coon with Qigong Awareness, the author of Qigong for Beginners, Your Path to Greater Health and Vitality. You can find it in the link below on lulu.com. You can also find it at amazon.com. And today I wanted to talk about the fourth chakra, number 4, okay? It's green in color. The vortex is the vortex of energy associated with the heart chakra. And if you listen to some of the previous episodes, we've discussed this a bit. And we've discussed the idea that the heart chakra, when it's closed like so, which it is in so many people without any judgment, it's just kind of how it is. And when I was in my early 20s, mine was so tight, causing so much pain in my body. Now, that's a little secret because later in some future videos, I'll talk about the secret to healing pain. But today, I actually want to talk about the secret of boosting the immune system. I want to ask you a question. What do you think the heart chakra has to do with the immune system? Does it have anything to do with the immune system? We know, especially if you've watched some of the previous videos or you have other knowledge and so on, the heart chakra, when it opens, when it expands, when it goes from being closed like this to opening like this, and maybe not staying open, maybe it goes through phases like this, at least it has been for me for the last 25 plus years. And when this heart chakra opens, though, again, not only for me did it alleviate my spinal disease, where the doctor said I looked like I was 85 years old in terms of my internals, my spine, and the arthritis there, and so on, and the pain that was there. And when the heart opened, I went through a series of really intense contractions and releases. I also went through a lot of what I would call psychic phenomena or um, shifts in consciousness, shifts in my awareness, floating on the table, floating above my body, feeling all of these different sensations. So that's really cool. That was freaking amazing, by the way, but it's pretty cool. But what does that have to do with healing the spine? Well, when that heart chakra opened up, you see, energy is not the only thing trapped in these lower energy centers. Awareness is. So the idea is that higher awareness lives way up here, okay? And the idea that's talked about in the Bible is that human beings took a fall, okay? And if you look at this is the colors of the rainbow, okay? I've discussed some of that in some of the other videos, but these are the color of the rainbows. So what we're actually doing as we go from these higher colors of violet and indigo, and as we come down into blue, green, yellow, orange, red, this is where we're going into the colors of the rainbow. And this is actually a coming down in frequencies of light. So the light is getting less and less of a vibration. The higher we go, the higher the vibration is, and it's more like more busy the light is, so to speak, faster moving. Okay, and I'm not a physicist. Soon I'll have one of my friends and colleagues come on, and he'll discuss things from his perspective. He's a PhD physicist. I'm just a qigong practitioner. All right. Uh, with some other backgrounds as well, but anyway, you get the idea. Okay, so this internal experience, okay, of moving out of the anxiety and the stress and the fear that is created here, okay, and the addictions that happen here, and the struggle, the wrestling matches of competition that happen here, and entering into the consciousness associated with the heart chakra is huge. It's called, first of all, from here to here, from these three, and then from there to there is actually referred to as the Great Leap because it is a leap in consciousness. It's not like a little bit of a change. It's not like a little bit of a different view on things. It's a major paradigm shift. So in another video, I will get into some ideas about unity consciousness and talk about magic, some of the magic that we can do with tapping into unity consciousness, so to speak, for lack of better words. But right now what I want to talk about is the immune system. This month in our Qigong classes, the classes that I teach on Thursday afternoons at 3 p.m. East Coast time for an hour, you're welcome to tune into those. It's only $45 a month. You can tune in exactly at 3 p.m. East Coast time, or you can watch it later because I record it and people can go back and watch it anytime they desire. Each month I like to highlight a particular subject. This month's subject is the immune system. So because this is such a big thing on our planet right now with COVID and all of this, very important thing to keep our immune system strong, I wanted to talk about how the immune system relates to this higher level of consciousness called the heart chakra. There'll also be some other little details in here too, because the heart chakra and the gland that is associated with the heart chakra called the thymus gland, okay, sits right up in here. This is a gland that when you're 18 years old, it starts shriveling up. And back about approximately 10 years ago or so, or maybe it was a little longer, I'm not sure. It blends a little bit for me. I started studying molecular cellular biology about 30 years ago. And at that time, they were talking about the thymus gland not having much function following once you become 18 years old. Like its functions kind of diminish. And now researchers are finding within the last, say, 5 to 10 years, I remember reading that a few different places and hearing it a few different places, that the researchers are discovering that the thymus gland still has a function and a role in the immune system. Now, the Qigong masters, the yogis and so on that I've studied with and that I've practiced with, including practicing for many, many, many hours myself over the last 37 years, we've discovered things that you really don't discover unless you put the practice to the test. So I'm going to give you a practice today to boost the immune system, to alleviate pain, because that's a side piece, and to also begin to open up the heart chakra, okay? It starts as simple as this, and I'll talk about it as we do it. I'm going to go hold both hands right here at the top of my chest. This is the area of the thymus gland, okay? I'm holding this area. And as I'm holding this area, I want to try and relax my shoulders as much as possible. We're going to sit here with each other. But later when you're doing this, I highly recommend you do this in bed, lying down. You can prop your arms with pillows. It's a great way to cheat, so to speak, and do some amazing healing work on yourself, okay? So it takes time. I'm not going to suggest to you that you can hold your hands here for a few minutes or hang a crystal from your neck, awaken your heart chakra, elevate your consciousness, and become the Buddha, because it's not that simple, okay? It's more complicated than that. We can't just move from one chakra to another chakra. Why? Because there's a set of lessons that are involved with each chakra. Having said that, the heart chakra transcends the level of consciousness of the heart chakra, is another way of saying that, transcends the lower levels of consciousness associated with the first chakra, the second chakra, and the third. So if you really want to boost your immune system, bring your hands here, lay your hands here. If you're new to this and you don't practice Qigong very much, your hands probably won't get very hot. My hands are smoking right now because I tried to do this video a couple of times and I ran into a few technical issues, and I'm back again. And so I'm doing the exercise again for the third time. Good for me. Because the more that I do it, the more that I'm going to activate these internal hormones associated with the thymus gland. Now, I cannot tell you, and I say to my medical Qigong practitioners, like in our certification program, do not tell your clients that you are working with their hormones, because you have to be an internal medicine specialist, a medical doctor, to work with people's hormones. But when we talk about Qigong and we talk about yoga, I can certainly tell you that there are glands here. I can certainly tell you that the chakras are in the same vicinity as the glands, and you might want to look into that more deeply. And I can tell you that in the ancient sciences of Qigong and yoga, other sciences like that, including different forms of meditation, that there's a lot of talk about the internal alchemy and the internal hormone flow, sometimes in the ancient texts referred to as elixirs. and how these elixirs can get into the blood and make massive changes. One of the things that I find interesting over the years, having studied traditional Chinese medicine for many years now, and particular Qigong and medical Qigong, and also studying the molecular cellular biology and so on, and learning about hormones and different research studies done on different people regarding all kinds of different phenomena related to hormones and so on and so forth. I find it very interesting when I read these ancient texts. You read things that might sound a little foo-foo. They might sound a little weird. They might sound a little like, okay, that's out there. Like you're going to produce an elixir in the saliva made of gold and you're going to swallow it after working on yourself for a while, and that saliva is going to go down into your digestion and somehow create magic. Yeah, actually it is. I have an entire certification program based on it because your gut and your saliva, for example, I'll start it like this. Qi is the commander of blood, and I hope you're holding your hands here while we're having this conversation. Qi is the commander of blood. Okay, and mind is the commander of chi. So mind commands the chi, commands the invisible energy, which is related to the chakra system, etc. And then the chakra system influences the blood. Guess how it does it? Hormones. Hormones are the most powerful cell-to-cell communicators in your body. They reach from one cell to another, all the way down to the DNA, from head to toe. And hormones last for 3 to 5 days approximately, last I heard. That's how long they can trace hormones in the body. So if you secrete a bunch of stress hormones because you're watching a horror movie or something, eating Coca-Cola and, drinking Coca-Cola, that is, and eating popcorn, then you're poisoning your body, right? When you start laying your hands on yourself like this, what's your intention? What is your intention, right? Intention comes from higher mind. We're talking sixth chakra, at least. And sixth chakra lays its attention here upon upper fourth chakra. Now I'm starting to sound like Deepak Chopra, I know. But this is powerful stuff, okay? Not to judge Deepak. But again, we have this one side of things that sometimes people go, oh, that's foo-foo. And then on the other side, we have the scientists and the researchers, and that's great. I sit somewhere in the middle because I'm a practitioner. I practice this, and I have practiced this for many, many hours. And I can tell you, you're not going to awaken your heart chakra overnight, but you will boost your immunity. You will open up your lungs. You will change your breath. It will start with a change in your saliva. It will start with your hands getting really warm. And you will start to feel tingling all over your body. Now, for some of you, that may take 10 sessions with yourself. That may take 100. And some of you, it's good news, bad news, it literally may take 1,000 times. It really depends on the congestion and the stagnation of the blood and the lymphatic system within your own body. But this is an excellent exercise to boost your immune system. And for those of you in the certification program for the Qigong instructors and the medical Qigong practitioners, you have seen this exercise, and it is called Doorway to Immortality. And when you look at that and what the meaning of that is, you might realize that this is very good for your immune system, very good for your longevity. If we're talking about immortality, it's probably pretty good for longevity. Give it a try. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I'd love to hear from those of you who do it just long enough to get that tingling sensation and that movement all throughout your body. And I want you to understand, is that chi? You'll ask me, is it chi? I'm going to say yes. You're going to ask me, is it hormone? I'm going to say yes. You might ask me, well, is that the life hormone? You bet it is. Does life hormone feel euphoric? Oh my God, yes. Does stress hormone feel like kind of horrible and fearful and yes, absolutely. So if you're catching on to how this works, it's a very simple teaching. It's a very simple practice. Much of this is kept very secret on the level that it is. And there's reasons for that. But It's time for some of these secrets to be revealed to the average person so the average person can actually raise their own consciousness, heal themselves, and take this thing to the next level. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.